Hello there, friends. Meg Lavelle here, introducing you to our new show, Sisterhood of the Squared Circle. Thanks for joining us for our maiden voyage episode. And I couldn't think of any better guest than the ultimate weapon, a dear friend of mine, Taylor One Shot. Taylor, how's it going, darling?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on the very first episode here. It's an honor, and I appreciate you having me on. I'm doing phenomenal.
Awesome. I wouldn't have it any other way. All right. So, Taylor, like I said, this is a brand new show. Spin-off of Friends of the Squared Circle, which I'm sure you're familiar of. Crander Q asked me to come on and bring girl power and shed some light to the world of professional wrestling. So let's go ahead and get this party started. That's right, girl. Shine that light. Shine that light. All right. So, Taylor, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been in the business? What companies are you currently working for?
Yes, I am Taylor One Shot. I am from upstate New York. I have been wrestling for 2 years on the road. This is my third year going into right now. Trained 2 years prior to that, so I'm like 4.5 years in, which is like weird for me to think about because it's kind of been like a long time, but not at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, I've been all over the Northeast from New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. I was in New Hampshire the other day, Vermont, Connecticut. I'm sure I'm forgetting something in between there, but the Northeast.
I was gonna say you did
Maine,
make your debut at Maine Premier Wrestling up here in the great state of Maine.
Maine, correct? Yeah, that was a far drive for me, but you know what I mean. I like to travel and I like to see new places, and it was very nice. It was on like a Native American reservation or something. That was very
Correct.
cool.
Yeah, correct. It's at the old bingo hall in Indian Island, Maine, and it's a great venue. The crowd's great. That is where my husband and a few of the other wrestlers grew up. They grew up right on the res. And the res loves wrestling, so we love to be there, and we love to have folks like you there as well, bringing some fresh faces to the world of professional wrestling in Maine.
Oh yeah, and some women's wrestling, more importantly, you know what I mean? Because like,
absolutely,
men's wrestling, dime a dozen. There's a million wrestlers. I can find you a big 5 strong guys over here, and you want some scrawny dudes, they're over there. There's 6 of them right there. There's at least 4 tall guys in the back waiting to come in on a podcast. But there's not as many of us, but there is ever growing more of us, and it's a great time to be in women's wrestling. It's exciting because we're all killing it, and it's awesome.
Exactly. I mean, when I first started watching professional wrestling as a child, I grew up watching the Attitude Era. So you gotta think that was back in the days of Vince McMahon, and it was more valet and manager based, blonde Barbie type people, and then you had the few greats that snuck out, that broke the mold, like Chyna, Luna Vachon, Sensational Sherry. I know she wasn't part of the Attitude Era, but still,
there was
great names.
And some that kind of stood in, I guess you would say, and that's no fault to them necessarily. They fit the role that they were asked to play, and they did their thing or whatever, and they had to have their place in history and in wrestling history and all that stuff. And we're appreciative to everything that every woman has contributed to women's wrestling. But yeah, no, there's definitely some standouts, and it's great that more of us are standing out ever so often, and there's an ever-growing diversity, and it's awesome. It's a great thing to be a part of. It's a great thing to bring to the state of Maine, and we got a new women's championship that's a brewing, but that is for a tale a little later down the road.
Absolutely, we'll give the viewers something to give them a little taste here, a little taste there, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. Absolutely. So, yeah, what a great time for women in wrestling. It was actually brought to my attention the other day that I'm the only female ring announcer in the state of Maine right now. And I know that many women have tried, but apparently, I don't know, I was born in Chernobyl or something because I'm the only one that's still here, which is great. But enough about me, Taylor. Let's go back. What is your earliest memory of wrestling? Like, what was that one match, that one superstar that you saw growing up that made you realize like, wow, this is for me, this is my thing?
Ooh. I mean, for me, it was like a culmination. So I'm a little bit before Attitude Era. I remember watching like Stinger, like Surfer Sting. And that
Yes.
was always super awesome. Him, Ric Flair, him versus Vader, him versus Cactus Jack. You know what I mean? Steamboat or whatever, and like just a bunch of
Mhm.
people, and like the NWA, WCW type stuff. So I love Sting. A lot. The presence he had,
He's
the
one of
character.
our favorites here too, so I don't blame you.
I got to meet him once. I got to watch him live only once, sadly, but I was front row and it was awesome. But no,
Wow.
also HBK, loved me some HBK, the showmanship, you know what I mean, the style, the pizzazz, everything. Kind of even just like the controversy of him and poking at Brett and all that stuff during what the new generation right before the Attitude Era. But no, I was an Attitude Era kid too. You know, DX. I was dropping the X's and doing the Stone Colds everywhere, and you know
Right.
NWA, NWO, and all that stuff. Kind of classic story like everybody else, you know, watch somewhere when you're in like a teenage years and you're 17, 18s, you kind of drop off for a little bit and you go and they're like, oh, wow, Vince bought WCW. There's not as much going on. I probably missed a lot of good wrestling that I had to go back to. Got
I
back
think I
into
missed
it.
like a 15-year chunk of wrestling. Like it was, I mean, I've been doing a lot of catching up, thank goodness for like Peacock and other streaming apps. But yeah, I missed like Ruthless Aggression, like I missed all of that. I missed a
Most
whole like
good chunk of
most
it.
of
And
it.
then I was like, these matches happen? Because I tuned back in, but I watched like TNA a lot when I tuned back in. Kind of was seeing what Sting was over there and stuff. You know what I mean? A
Right.
lot of guys I like because I thought the WWF WWE thing kind of wasn't my taste for a while, so I went TNA and stuff, which was pretty cool because I ended up getting to do some extra work and stuff for them too, so that's kind of cool. But no, I mean like when the whole like Ring of Honor was popping, the Indies were popping, New Japan was popping, AEW just kind of came around fresh and stuff like that. There's a lot of excitement in wrestling in like the 2018s, 2019s, and 20. So that's kind of when I started being like, I want to wrestle. You know what I mean? I waited too long. I pursued other dreams and passions, and I was like, now's the time. Now we're at now or never. It's never too late to try something new. It's never too late to pursue your passions or your dreams. So I said, screw it. And I went and started training. Little later in life, I'm not going to necessarily age drop myself. I'm still young enough and I'm still young enough to compete for many, 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 many years. But I waited a little longer than I wish I had. But it's never too late to, you know what I mean? If you're passionate about something, go out there and get it. So I've been a
Yeah.
lifelong fan of wrestling, you know, on and off, mostly on.
Absolutely. I mean, look at some of the greats out there. Like a big example. He's well loved in the state of Maine. Tony Atlas. The guy's in his
Yeah.
70s and he does not miss a beat. I love
No.
whenever I have the opportunity to work on a show with him to just watch him. It's like sometimes it's like time's not a thing. You know what I mean? It's always good to see, you
He's
know.
good to see. He's good
And
to have around. We had a Hall of Fame show in Albany, New York,
mhm.
and he's up there. He's up there all the time. So it's good to see Tony. He's a good presence in wrestling. It's good to have
He really is.
the legends, you know. Um,
Absolutely. And I love the fact that like if you have ears and time, he will have a story for you. And if you can look past some of the, negative light that's been shown on him over the years, you have one solid, amazing human being in Tony
yeah,
Atlas. Like, I'm going to be a mark. I'm sorry. I'm going to be a mark right now. Like, absolutely love Tony.
that's fine. You're
But
fine. I kind of not regularly, but I talk to Rita Chatterton all the time. She's the first referee ever. She's like lives like 15, 20 minutes in the town over from me, and I got to work
that's
with her. And
amazing.
it was her first time. It was last year. This time last year, I did a triple threat match, and I was facing these two other girls. I snuck in, took out the ref with a chair or whatever. It took care of them, you know. Tried to get the 1, 2, 3, didn't get it. Then Rita slides in, pushes me to the ground, and she fast counts for the other two. And that was her first time working a match in like decades. So that was pretty cool to be a part of. It's cool that you run into so many legends that you never think you would, and work with some too, which is pretty cool. You know what I mean? Or be on the same card as them, which is awesome.
Right. Do you ever, like, I catch myself doing this because, like you said, it feels like so long ago that you started, because I started ring announcing like solid, like for a full time like gig a year ago. But I
Right.
did often shows off and on like the year prior. So like we'll just say like a year and a half, give or take. And I feel like it's been like forever. But then do you ever sit and make a list of all the greats, like the legends and such that you have worked with over the years? Like, does it blow you away when you do that?
I try not to. I try not to because I did that for a little bit early on when I was still doing the training and stuff like that. I was still kind of like
Mm-hmm.
wrestler Mark, and at one point I had a conversation with one of my trainers and it kind of stuck with me. And he's like, these are your coworkers, these are your colleagues, these are the people that you work side by side with. It is amazing. Like I do have those moments where I was like, because I like I said, when you do TNA a few times, you're backstage and you're like, wow, and I'm carrying this gear, I'm doing this, I'm helping out with this, I so and so with this, like. I got to resurrect PCO with a live car battery, and then Jordan Grace handed the car battery off to her, and
You shared that story with me in the MPW locker room the first time we met, and I was blown away by that because we're big PCO fans in our house. So,
and just to think how long he's been around, and like, you know what I mean, he's talking to me like I'm a normal person in the back, not to like, you know what I mean. I don't know what stories are shareable or not or whatever, but you know what I mean. Either way, you know what I mean. Like just being able to do something like that, doing like the Last Dance musical or whatever, not or whatever. It was a really cool thing. But they had like Mickey James there, Simon Miller,
right on.
cool people that were involved in the project, and it was like they had like a musical playing, and the matches were like the backdrop to it, but they were also the story. It's cool. It's a cool concept. I got to do some really cool, interesting things. Like the referee is essentially the narrator of the story, and she's doing the bulk of the singing and the carrying of the story. And the
that is so intriguing.
It was very cool. It was very cool. I know a few people who got to do it and be a part of some of the matches, and I wish I had, but being able to help out with it, to set up, to be a part of it it's interesting. It's cool. Even last year I did it was another interesting concept. It was the Kill City Cup with Luke Roberts.
Yes, we love Luke. He's a family friend.
He's a very, and it was a cool, interesting concept. He's a very creative person.
Very.
We got nice, crazy backdrops with these huge, like crazy clowns and stuff, and it was like Mortal Kombat meets wrestling.
Yes,
they had done the movie.
How I love to describe it to people. Like, do you like Mortal Kombat? Do you like wrestling? Then what's the problem? Like, just watch it.
The perfect way, really. I mean, like he had, and we didn't have it was non-ring, so like one of the, you know what I mean. So it was like for me that was new and different when I did it. It was the last summer because we did a convention to promote the show, and I had to invent a new character for myself that was like apocalyptic or whatever. So that forced me to step outside of like the Power Ranger type aesthetic, superhero aesthetic I had been running before that. But it was cool. I got to do a different side of myself, and then in a different atmosphere and a different crowd to try to learn that kind of on the fly. But you're using mostly wrestling things, but it was cool, and it was a different crowd. It's fun to be a part of these different wrestling and wrestling adjacent things. I was supposed to be a part of Cabo Wrestling.
That is on my like bucket list, is to attend or even be part of Cabo Wrestle, because everything about it, like where do I sign up? I love the concept.
To the right person.
Well, I know my husband was supposed to be at one of the, it was last year, I believe. There was a car full of us that were going, and he wanted my husband to do like this detective gimmick where Officer Primer or something like that, and it was super silly, but I was all for it. I'm like, I just want to be there, like the atmosphere, like that's that sounds great.
The timing for me was a little difficult. It's like it starts later on at night or whatever, and I'm like 6 hours away from there, and then but no, I want to make it out there and I want to be a part of it. And I'm me shooting the shout out to it because it is an amazing concept, and it's another one of these cool, amazing concepts in wrestling and within wrestling that's wrestling and wrestling adjacent. And there's so many cool opportunities for people right now, and outside, women's wrestling and wrestling in general. It's a fun time to be a part of things, and if you search for the different outlets, it's fun. I want to do deathmatch wrestling too. If anyone who wants to book me for a death match is watching.
That is
Random.
super intriguing. I mean,
just throwing it out there.
You don't see a lot of women out there doing hardcore stuff. I mean, I've seen a couple here and there, but like they're on the other side of the country. They're not over on our side, like, but
I did
the world's our oyster.
Match, kind of in New Jersey. It was like GTS or whatever with Air Spiral. I threw her inside of a refrigerator, and then knocked the refrigerator down. It was in a backyard.
Fabulous.
It was, yeah. It was
that is amazing.
Earlier in my career, or whatever that means, because this is my third year, so whatever that means,
Right. I know I've heard of, I feel like they're like Good Housekeeping matches or something like that, where I know Isana, the Suplex Sweetheart, another really good friend of mine in the wrestling industry. It was, I don't want to misquote, but I'm just going to shoot my shot here. I think it was Jessie Nolan and her. Jessie Nolan, a staple in Maine women's wrestling. Her and Isana basically beating each other up with like vacuum cleaners and like feather dusters and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. It was interesting to say the least. And then Isana did another match similar to that, but with Hardcore Jesus, Alexander Lee from up here in Maine. He represents he represents Maine Premier Wrestling, but he also works for Limitless Dojo. He's one of the trainers there, but he's down to do anything like that though. So, but all right. I promised I wouldn't squirrel too much in the pre-recording, but look, here we are. Whatever. It makes for good, good content. So Taylor, tell me, like, I'm just bing bong in here. Let's see. All right. What is your absolute dream match ever? Like, we're talking, it could be past, present, indie, on TV, indie scene. I mean, let me have it. And if you have like a top 3, let's hear them.
So, like, for me, I typically want to wrestle. I want to wrestle all the strong girls, pretty much. I want to wrestle all of the strong girls, active,
right
mainly, obviously. I want to wrestle, the people at the top, your Rheas and whatever, but I want to wrestle Jordan Grace a lot. I want to wrestle Nyla Rose a lot. There's a lot of girls. I want to wrestle like Megan Bain even a lot. I want to wrestle Gabby Forza. She's really strong. You know what I mean?
I love Gabby. She was just up here actually for Let's Wrestle or Limitless.
I met her like her first match. I met her at Creative Pro. I went to an event and I was like a lumberjill in a random match. And I met her and been friends with her, trying to get a match somewhere because she's strong as hell. Again, I just want to wrestle the strong women. Her, like Megan Bain, you know what I mean? Nakoma is very strong. You know what I mean? I want to wrestle.
You get to wrestle her soon.
I can't wait. I want someone who can challenge my strength and who can lift me up over my head and slam me down. So, like, for me, those are my dream opponents, are the big, strong girls. So, like, even if anyone's listening and they want to book me against any of the strong girls, I'm down. And anyone who I didn't name, like, I'm just, like, dopey right now. Like, I'm dopey or anything like that, but I'm just, like, doing the podcast. So there's a lot of names on the list. I see you, strong girls, muscle mommies.
You heard it here, folks. Taylor One Shot is looking for an opponent.
I'm looking for
meet her force.
Please challenge the ultimate weapon. Take me. Let's go. This shirt doesn't do the arms justice, but yeah.
Right. All right. So probably a question that a lot of folks are wondering is, you got any feuds going on right now? And if so, like, let's hear them.
I have a constant back and forth with life. You know what I mean? It's endless. I feel like That's a good one. But no, in wrestling, I'm always feuding with someone. I just ended a feud with Kristen DeVille that left some strings lingering around with Layla James. You know, she's
Ooh.
kind of out there in the woods. I attack
Layla is
people all the time.
Layla's someone that's representing Main Premier Wrestling as well in the near future, but go on.
I recently attacked Amanda. I'm going to say the last name wrong. Fuentes, out of New Jersey. Yeah, I attacked her at American Coliseum Wrestling. She's not too happy with me, but yeah, I attack people a lot. It's kind of a problem. I attacked this girl Jada down in Connecticut at Cindy Hart's promotion at Outcast.
Oh, OWR. Right on.
Yeah. So she probably doesn't like me. There's other people down there who probably do. I attack people. So, but no.
I attack people.
What do you?
That's a new merch idea for you right there, Taylor. Taylor one shot, and then on the back, I attack people.
If you're in wrestling and you don't want to get hit to get attacked, you don't want to punch somebody. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? What is your outlet? Why is this for your outlet? There's other creative arts that don't have combat in them. I want this one because I want to hit people. At least I'm honest.
Right. You are amazing with promos. I'm just gonna say you're one of the most favorite promo makers that I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Your Christmas one had me in tears. I was laughing so hard. Like, dear Santa, I just want to beat up someone one more time before 2025.
That's all I want. I want to pick people up and I want to slam them down. You know what I mean? I'm straightforward and I'm honest. I got that opportunity. It ended up being that girl Amanda and Mel Ortiz. I attacked both of them.
Right on. Right on. I will say, I did watch you. I watched your match when you made your debut at Main Premier Wrestling, and you know, Jessie Nolan is a strong force in the state of Maine. What?
I came into her state in the state of Maine, and what did I do? I picked her up and I slammed her down, and then I got into the top and I dropped the elbow. 1, 2, 3, and I made it so I'm moving on to the championship. And Jessie's gonna be watching or something. I don't know. Buy a ticket; they're available.
I was gonna say she might come out with maybe we'll book the Ultimate Males, which is a faction that is in MPW right now, which is Wesley Pipes, Zane Valentine, and Blade Bandit, who is Jessie's better half. She may come out with them, even though they have no class. Eric Bass, he's like Jimmy Hart sprinkled with some Dusty Rhodes, and it's just amazing. Like, I love the guy. If you have not seen him, I will send you some video footage. He's off the walls. Probably one of my favorite managers that I've seen come through the doors at MPW. But yeah, maybe Jessie will get a ticket and just come and watch and see who she's got to chase.
But and you guys got a show this weekend, right? You excited?
We do. On Friday night, Main Premier Wrestling presents Child's Play, featuring WWE superstar Eugene. Johnny Primer actually is going to be in the main event against Eugene, and that's going to be quite the sight to see. Also, we have MLW's Cruel making his debut. If you have not seen him, he is like Bane from the Batman movies, but times 1,000. The guy's massive, and
it's a good Jason, though.
Yeah, no, he's good. I'm just very fearful of who his opponent's going to be. We could lose a serious piece of talent from MPW. But you have to buy a ticket and find out.
I did hear too, even for wrestlers and aspiring wrestlers, you guys got a seminar going, right?
We do, yes. Eugene is going to be hosting a 2-hour seminar. So, I mean, for $40, you go, you learn, you listen. I'm even going to probably throw down 40 and just sit and just soak it in, because I've watched videos, because we all know the gimmick that Eugene had with WWE. You know, I mean, I'm a special needs teacher. You know, that's my adult job. You know, so I was a little uneasy about it at first. Let's face it, a lot of people were in the beginning. But then, you know, I've done my research on it, and the guy is brilliant, like shedding light and being a hero to, you know, those that feel different, you know. So I'm for it. I can't wait for him to be here. I actually get to pick him up from the airport. I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna pick his brain.
He's got a lot of great notes to drop for those wrestlers. Everybody keep getting their training in, man. Get your reps in. I just went down to New Hampshire for training. Like,
yes. So yeah, you mentioned earlier you're a little dopey, a little like just brains oatmeal right now. You had a long weekend. Tell us about that. What happened? Like big things are happening.
Yeah, no, just, you know what I mean? I traveled down to New Hampshire, went to Elite Wrestling Academy, or Elite Pro Wrestling Training Center, down in New Hampshire with Mike Harlow and Scott Reed. They did like a tryout for training or whatever. Did that, gonna start going down there more regularly and just kind of work on the fundamentals, just kind of keep hammering it down my craft, go travel train. Everybody, you know what I mean? Get your reps in, you know what I mean? Learn from everybody, learn from the best. They're a WWE ID school. So they are training and teaching what WWE is looking for. You know what I mean? They're one of 5 in the country, and they were the first one named. So I know other people who are there as well. So I just, you know, go down there, put in the work. Went down with my buddy, the Music Man, came out with a promo for that. A little fun journey. If you check that out on the side, it's lengthy. But fun. Yeah, no, so that was cool. That was, you know what I mean? That was interesting. Yeah, so just keep pushing yourself, and that's what I'm trying to do. And that was my weekend. It was a caught in the blizzard.
Right. No, I saw the group photo, and I'm not gonna lie, Taylor. I couldn't be more proud of you that you're going and you're doing the thing. And also in that group of people, I mean, you were right front and center, just doing the Taylor one shot pose. And I noticed also in the picture is another female talent who I have loved her since day one, since I've seen her. Her name is Vile. Yes. She is on. To have her come up and work, her and her husband, John Austin, superfan. They were going to the Limitless Dojo up here in our neck of the woods up here in Bangor, Maine, and they ended up switching down to Elite, or down in that neck of the woods, and they're thriving. I love seeing what they're doing. I love seeing them both doing in-ring stuff, because I mean, obviously I'm a good friend. I creep their Facebooks and Instagrams. I do that with all of my wrestling friends, and that couple right there is one that I would love to see, you know, come through the doors at Maine Premier Wrestling. Who knows, maybe, you know, she might get a shot at Taylor One Shot.
Who knows? So, after I win the women's championship, she can challenge for it, and we will
absolutely
use the hands that she will be catching if she challenges for that.
Absolutely. So, you know, I mean, March is coming. It's going to be here before we know it. It's the 1-year anniversary show for Maine Premier Wrestling, and you have the honor of you know, representing Maine Premier Wrestling as being 1 out of 4 women. You know, 1 out of 4 women to go for the first ever Maine Premier Wrestling title shot.
Yeah.
You know,
no.
I'm just thinking, like, what are your thoughts on this? Like, what's going through your head right now? Because, like, that's kind of a big deal.
It's a super big deal to me. It's something that would start my year off like very hot. It would give me that energy, it'd give me that attention, and it would give me that chance to prove myself and to represent who I am. Because I don't feel like I've always gotten that chance to be the person, to be the girl, to be the one to shine and represent myself. And I think when given the reins, I don't think anyone can shine brighter. What's up?
Sorry, Taylor. I don't mean to interrupt you. I have someone trying to come on with us right now, it's probably Crander Q from Friends of the Squared Circle. So let's see. Let's see. My computer's being a little slow today.
Hi.
But
No,
continue
that's-
that thought. Oh, whoa. Hold on.
Why is she here?
That's not Crander Q. Ladies and gentlemen,
Wait,
I'm-
on tonight.
yeah, no, Layla, darling, your episode is scheduled for later on in the month. In February.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Oh. Woo. Well, I mean, you're here and you're looking fabulous, and you're here. I'm not going to waste your time, Taylor. I know there's some tension between you and Miss James here. How do you feel about her hopping on for a few minutes with us and talking about some things up and coming?
Seems like wherever I go, or if it's going to be like my moment or my chance to shine, or if I'm like right there, almost like boom, here comes Miss James sliding in to take the attention away from me. I'm gonna make it all about her.
Are you jealous? Are you jealous?
Doing the makeup this whole time, getting ready for the perfect moment. I'm a little jealous. I'm not jealous, but I'm like wondering why you're hopping up in my time all the time and why you're just kind of sliding in at me like this.
Well,
outfit that I'm like a lot more.
All right. Someone just turned up the heat in here. I gotta turn my fan on real quick. Woo! Okay.
I've seen you a few times. Like, I'm gonna be seeing you in Albany. I'm gonna see you at Dynasty on the 22nd, and I know that you're gonna be there in Maine. So like, we can handle this whenever you want. I told you, you know how to find me and reach me. So like, I don't know what you got to say for yourself, but I mean, you're here, so say it. You wanted to be here. It's your chance. What do you got to say?
Layla, I'll give you the floor, darling.
I mean, I really don't want to talk to her, honestly. I mean, she's a punk. I mean, she has a lot to say right now, but like whenever I see her, she's nowhere to be found. She always walks away from me. It's like,
ladies.
And plus she's a cyber bully. Like all she
okay.
Oh, well, we don't tolerate that here on Sisterhood Squared Circle. So you know what, ladies, I'm gonna
got rid of me a long time ago. If I was
okay. Let her talk.
Come on.
How
about this?
Straight up, because
her moment. She looks okay. Let her have her moment.
Okay. I didn't spend the last like 6 hours getting ready. I was working all day. You know what I mean? We all can't.
Okay. All right, girls. Girls.
Time, sweetheart. Okay.
Woo. All right. Let's take a minute. Take a breath for a second, girls. Okay. Listen. This is Sisterhood of the Squared Circle. Y'all don't have to be friends, but you know what? I'm going to ask you ladies some questions. So Layla, since you had a misunderstanding and thought this was your episode, I'm going to ask you, I had this question loaded up for Taylor, but you know what? You are our most recent guest, so I'm going to be polite and ask you. You are, first off, everyone, Layla James is one of 4 ladies gunning for the first ever Maine Premier Wrestling Women's Championship. She's a force to be reckoned with. Like, I was scared just being behind the mic, but anyways, nor here or there. Layla, what would it mean to you to become the first ever MPW Women's Champion?
It's not going to happen.
Let her speak.
Sorry, she asked me a question, so that means zip it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I would say that it would mean a lot to me. I obviously have star quality. I mean, I look like a champion. So it would only be right for me to be champion. So I don't know. And plus, I don't just talk. I have something to back it up, unlike other people.
You slap hard.
Hold up, Taylor.
But
hold up, Taylor.
I've left you down on the ground every time we've encountered each other, Layla. I beat you in June last year. I left you on the ground in September. What more do you need? You took my Dynasty Championship spot. You took the ladder match. You got it. You got what you wanted. You want this too?
Anyway,
I'm on to you.
so yeah, so it would mean a lot to me to be a champion. I think it will be a great choice, you know. So we'll see because I don't even,
Be a great champion to represent our company.
yeah, thank you. You know, you need a beauty. You need a beauty
Yeah,
to be
you
a
know, I
champion.
mean,
You need skill though too. You need skill, and someone is going to be there when you need them. Not run and hide.
well, you know, a great champion has it all, and I'm not gonna lie, all four contenders, you really, all four of you have it, but like, who's hungry for it more?
I think that it's probably like me, then maybe Nakoma, probably Serena Vale, maybe is probably the next best shot. The fourth, I don't really think there's a fourth. I think just really between the three of us should be pretty good. Yeah, me, Nakoma, Serena Vale, probably the best odds at winning the championship, I think. Can't think of anyone else, really. No one comes to mind.
Wow. Well, Miss Layla, bear with me with just one moment. Taylor, I mean, you pretty much already said it, but what would make you a great champion for Main Premier Wrestling? What would it mean for you to win the title?
To me, it would mean everything. To represent Maine, to represent women's wrestling. She can't even. Come on, man.
Sorry, I'm trying to get over this cold.
I don't get
the season.
I don't get sick, so you can always count on me for bookings. I'll always be there. No, I want to represent women's wrestling, and I really think that I am a strong person to do that. I think I'm someone with the strength, the skill, the talent, the charisma, and the passion for it. You know what I mean? I want to succeed in this industry, and I think I have all of the tools, and the ones that I don't, I'm working on, and I'm always growing my passion. So to me, it means everything.
Right on. Oh, and we have lost Miss Layla James.
Gone. She's gone. Just make it the two of us. Boom. She's gone. Can't count on her.
Well, okay. It's sad because I had more questions that could be bounced between the two of you ladies.
She is everywhere.
I don't know, but okay. So, oh wait, she's buffering. She's buffering. All right. Hello, Taylor.
But she's a hard thing. That was definitely sabotage.
Must have been. Oh wait, hold on here. Let's see.
She got gotten lost in the mail.
Wait.
Who's the fourth?
Yeah. Oh, who's the fourth person? My computer's being super weird right now.
I'm ready for anybody.
Who's this fourth person?
It's the first episode.
It's the first episode, yeah. Congratulations, guys. We are surviving the first ever episode of Sisterhood. Oh, wait, hold up. Who is this? Who's this mystery person?
Who are you?
Who are you? I don't know.
What are you doing here?
Who this? Okay, let's see. Trying to add. Let's see.
There she is. This little trick,
Sorry.
There's nothing in here.
I just had to leave because I just didn't feel like listening to her. So, but
all right. Do we have? It says, Miss James.
She's here. I see her. I hear her. She didn't want to hear me. She didn't want to listen to me. She didn't want to hear me.
I see.
She's casting
that. Man, it's like borderline cat fight in here right now between the two of you. We're going to have to wrap things up here shortly. Holy guacamole.
Ready for me.
Let her speak her mind. Give her her platform. She's here. Take advantage.
She is here. You know, I mean, this heat, I mean, it's pretty good. And it's good for, like, Layla, I'm thinking in a couple of short weeks here, we're going to have to do just a straight up Layla James episode.
Yeah.
How do we feel about that?
That would be great. I mean, I thought this was gonna be my episode, but you know, I apologize, but you know, I'd rather be with just you and
I know.
not.
Well, sharing is caring, and both you girls are working on a lot of promotions together.
I will not be tuning in or interrupting in her episode because I believe that everyone should have their own platform. Take a sip of that.
You should be tuning in so you can learn something. That's
Ooh.
tune in.
Woo! Spice level, like extra spicy tonight, folks, on Sisterhood article. Holy guacamole!
Cup I've been drinking. It's the old Hollywood trick.
Old Hollywood trick. Well, all right. So both you girls are gunning for that MPW gold. I cannot wait to see how this turns out. I have chosen. Now, I mean, obviously, I work behind the scenes at MPW. I'm actually have chosen to be like la 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 and not hear anything. If they're talking about behind the scenes stuff, who they're gonna put the belt on, I don't want to know. I don't want to know until I hear that 1, 2, 3, ding, 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 and then I want my reaction to be authentic. I want to be surprised. So I'm really anxious here. Like, I'm not gonna, Nakoma is amazing. She's an amazing force in MPW. Like, she was our first female to debut on the reservation. And then we have Serena Vale, who debuted at our last show, and along with Layla. And
couldn't even beat her. I beat my opponent. I beat Jesse Nolan. You couldn't take Serena out. Could have been 3. It was supposed to be 3.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, they almost took each other out. There was an incident with some water on the ring. Again, I thoroughly apologize for that. They almost took each other out. They fought it to the very end, though. Like, I mean, okay, yeah, it would have been better if one victor came out of the. But now we got 2. We got a feminine fatal for Ray for the women's title. I'm excited, and I can't wait to get that authentic surprise. So now, speaking of strong forces in women's wrestling, we're gonna wrap this up here. So Taylor, this is such a silly question, but it's a question that all of us wrestling fans want to know. Who's your pick for the women's WWE Women's Royal Rumble for this year? Who's coming out on top?
I would love for it to be Jordan Grace. Can it not just be Jordan Grace? Can we get an outsider to win it? Can we not? Would that not be amazing? Synergy? That's who I want.
All right. Right on. I got my favorites. Yeah, I mean, my picks are probably what everyone else is picking, but like, I'm not gonna lie, I can see Charlotte coming back and going after Tiffany Stratton. I can also see Liv Morgan coming back. Not Liv Morgan, geez, I'm crow. Alexa Bliss coming back and going after Rhea.
I love Alexa Bliss. I miss Alexa Bliss.
I don't know, but like, she leaves like weird subtle teasers on her Instagram, and then she'll making like motion picture like cinematic masterpieces saying that she's coming back. I don't know. And then, I mean, Jordan Grace today was actually part of a discussion that my husband and I had. Like, could she possibly come back again? Because she went in the Rumble last year. But so, Layla, who's your pick for the Women's Royal Rumble?
Yeah, I would love to see Charlotte back for sure, and but I would love to see like maybe Naomi get a chance at it. Hopefully she can win. So that's who I would pick is Naomi.
All right, you want that glow action? I hear you. I hear you. Like, I do like Naomi. I really do. I saw her at a house show like years ago, and I was all about it. But what?
I made her a coffee once.
Did you?
Yes.
Huh. Yeah. Cool stories. I love it.
What you gonna do?
So it's pretty much been well determined. I can't see it not happening. Layla, we're gonna give you your own episode next month. My people will call your people. You're gonna get your own episode. I mean, that could be determined. That could be, we could see. I mean, I don't know how Layla must be like. She's beauty and brains apparently because she figured out how to get onto this live feed. I don't know how she figured it out. I could barely figure out how to turn this thing on. I don't even know if it's streaming.
You have to get into this room. What have you get here?
Yeah, I don't know. She just keeps popping up like hacker secrets or something.
Well, whatever.
Well, all right, ladies. So,
I'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah, Taylor, thank you so much for being my inaugural guest and bearing with me through all the technology glitches. And thank you for being one of my favorite treasures of 2024 in the wrestling business. Layla, you as well. It was an honor to work with both you ladies on the main Premier Wrestling campaign. And I'm looking forward to working with both of you ladies. Whether y'all are feuding or not, I am Switzerland, and I wish you all the best. So, friends, thank you so much for tuning in to Sisterhood of the Squared Circle. I'm Meg Lavelle, and I'll see you soon. Okay. And we're done.
How was it?